Um, it's currently 10 a.m.
10
I
a.m.
guess
Oh,
it's
so we have
about
the
the
same
same.
time. We have the same.
Yeah.
We have the same time in
Similar
Singapore.
time. Yeah.
Not like
Yeah, yeah.
interesting. I thought we had like a time difference. So tell our listeners a little
No.
bit more about Sam, San the wordsmith. Kinsa man who is San the wordsmith? Go ahead, sir.
Okay, so I'm a rapper from the Lion City, Singapore. I've been doing this for about 10, 11 years.
Wow.
Mm.
I'm usually I'm known for my performances rather than my songs because a lot of people say that I have a pretty commanding stage presence. I don't know. I haven't seen it for myself, and I usually freestyle. That's what a lot of my fans come to see, which I'm also going to do in Cebu. And
Mm.
yeah,
Let's try to.
I'm a boom bap type of guy, old school, but I dabble a little bit with the newer styles. But yeah, that's about it.
San, it is kind of unique that you're known for your commanding performance, not necessarily for your songs, but your name is San the
Hmm.
Wordsmith. Tell us about that. Why,
Yeah.
why the dissonance with your name and the expectations from the audience? Go ahead.
So my name, San the Wordsmith.
Yeah.
It was actually I actually started with San, which is to pay homage to my late father. But in my early days of my career, people started calling me the wordsmith because I started using words that people just didn't understand.
Mm.
And then as I started to incorporate Japanese words, Chinese words, um, English, Bahasa, I also did a little bit of Tagalog in my rap. And then people started saying, hey man, this guy is using multiple languages.
Hmm.
And then he's still making sense and it's still pretty good, pretty decent. So after a while, my name became Son the Wordsmith. And then the moment I started incorporating freestyles into my performances, I think it's not a regular thing that you see a rapper in Singapore that always freestyles on stage freely. So I think the expectation came from the first few times when I did it live.
You know, we
So
have a very
um,
healthy and vibrant rap scene here in Cebu. Tell us about the hip hop and R&B, or just the music scene in general in Singapore.
it's pretty diverse, I would say. So in Singapore, you won't get someone that only listens to one song. I mean, usually that's the case. So the hip hop R&B scene in Singapore is still pretty young, still in its early days, I would say. That's only because people, the residents of Singapore, are still unfamiliar with the terrain of hip hop and R&B. So the followers are pretty niche. You still get the people that only like trap, the people that only like R&B, only like soul, only like boom bap. It's pretty apparent in Singapore, but some artists in Singapore are trying to change that, and we're trying to make them believe that hip hop and R&B is not just a single genre. You know, we're trying to convert them into true believers of music instead of saying, "Oh, hip hop music, it should be like this," or R&B music, it should be like this. You know, but in any case, they're all still supporters. I would say. I just wish that the support was bigger, considering the size of the country. You know.
You know, we struggle here in the Philippines, in Cebu, uh, and we're still a work in progress in terms of finding our identity, our sound, our
Mhm.
identity. You know, there is no automatic sound or feel that you get when you hear the word, say, Cebu music, for example. What is Singapore? sound? If you say Singapore music, what comes to mind?
Ah, oh man. So I honestly have no idea, man. I think honestly, that's probably what put Singapore a little bit further away from other countries. So for example, if we talk about like if you just mention notable names, right? If you talk about American music, we have people that can instantly think of Drake. People can instantly think of maybe Kanye, Jay Z, maybe I don't know, man, Baby No Money, but
Or maybe a country music. Let's say, for example, because
yeah, country
like
music.
all of those things that you mentioned, R&B, hip hop, they're like global, right? Everybody has R&B and hip
Yeah.
hop. But when you say it's something that's truly and organically American, I wouldn't say country music, right? So that's the
Yeah.
American sound. That's just unique to the country. Like, would you have something akin to country music in
No, man.
Singapore?
I'm stumped. I don't know, man. Maybe I yeah. If I was overseas, the closest thing to something to a Singapore sound would be. Do you guys know of the Singlish words?
Singlish? What are
I'm
those?
familiar with the idea, but I'm not familiar with any particular Singlish word. Like what word, for example?
For example, if we're talking and then we say, "Oh, what's up, man? Apa lah? Na apa say?"
Maybe like a
Oh, it's like it's the smaller words that make it so unique to Singaporeans. And then we have artists that uses these words to at least show Singaporeans outside that they're from Singapore. For example, we have artists like Shega Shay,
sugar
who
shay.
uses it pretty often. Yeah, Shega Shay. Um, Faris Jabba, also Young Raja. So I guess you could say these guys are the closest to a Singapore sound. Um, yeah, I don't think we have like a music genre that represents Singapore, at least to my knowledge. I might be wrong, but I don't know, man. I don't. Yeah,
You know,
I
the arts and culture, the music of a place has their own benefactors, right? And uh, we're also struggling with that here in Cebu. How about in Singapore? Who are the biggest supporters of the Singaporean music scene? Is it the private sector? Is it the government? Or are you just individuals spending your own, trying to make it out there all alone?
So we do have the greatest benefactor in Singapore, which we all know to be NEC, which is the National Arts Council,
Oh,
whom are the people responsible
mm.
for the grants if we do apply for them. So we try to keep a very nice connection, like a very nice friendly connection with them. But it's pretty difficult to get a grant in Singapore. They are probably the one of the most notable supporters to music. But to the younger generation, as I was talking to them, they mentioned that even though us, the ones that have been doing this a little bit longer than them, say
Mm.
that NAC is the biggest supporter,
Mm.
um, to them they say they're not because they usually don't give the opportunities to the younger ones or the ones with the lacking portfolio. If you understand what I meant. And if we take that into account, then I guess the biggest supporter in Singapore would be the small group of people that do listen to this genre that we do.
You know, the word grant usually in my mind is connected to research and development, right? Like the research grant. So there's a music grant. How does it work? Like, do you apply for it? Like, is there like a minimum or maximum spend of the government annually? Or by the way,
So
I completely forgot to ask you. Did you say ANC? Is that what you said?
NAC,
NAC. Is this like a government
yeah,
body or is it like a private entity?
it's a government body.
Okay, so how does it work? How do I get a grant from this particular department of government?
So we usually apply in three different quarters of the month.
Okay.
Maybe let's say if you want to have a show in August or July, you apply in December or September the previous year. And then if you want it to be somewhere in January to March, I think you apply it in the middle of the previous year. So, and anybody could apply. Depends on whether they accept your grant, your request. But to my experience, maybe 7 times out of 10, if you don't have a really good write-up and it doesn't make sense, excuse me, the chances of you getting a grant is pretty difficult.
So in
Yeah.
we had a conversation similar to this, but a friend from New Zealand, his name is Mel Libre, and what the New Zealand government does is they give grants to record music. You said the grants for a performance, or did I mishear you? Did they give grants for you to be able to have and hold your own concert, or do they give you grants for you to make music and record it?
Yeah, so we have multiple actually.
Oh
We
wow,
have
nice.
multiple grants for different things, um, and it also depends on the goal as well. We also have a grant where you're just trying to push the music industry forward, which is amazing, by the way. We have multiple people that have used those grants to further evolve the sounds of Singapore. Um, but we also have grants specifically just for music production. Um, our major artists here in Singapore also very big fans of the grants for music production, anything creative. But most of us, the indie artists, we always try to get the grant to the tours maybe.
How does the
Yeah.
government treat these grants? Do they look at it as a cultural investment, or do they look at it as a business investment, meaning to say they have to get their money back or make a little bit of money? Before you answer that question, San the Wordsmith, you're listening to Top of the Morning. I'm your host. My name is Jiggy Juice, and you can also hear this broadcast on our social media platforms. Where are we on YouTube, Ralph?
Yes, yes, we are.
Are we on TikTok?
Yes, we
Are
are.
we on Facebook?
Yes, we
And
are.
and of course, we're live on the air all over Cebu and the neighboring islands. Ang atong text number 0999-887-6070. Our guest for today is an artist that'll be here in Cebu to be a part of September Fever, a Singaporean San the Wordsmith. So, San, do they look at these grants as a cultural investment, or do they look at it as a business investment and they have to recoup this investment?
Good question, man. From my perspective, I think they look at these grants as a way to support the artists, as think of it as like an arts incubation type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So the more they support our natives, our local music performers, the more it gives them benefit in the future, because more people will come to Singapore to listen to these artists, I would say. But at the same time, once you start music, a lot of things you do is a business move, and I wouldn't be surprised. Usually, it is a business move for the government as well, especially for the government, since they are giving us the major bulk of the money. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
I'm actually together with Ralph here. Ralph, is there any way we can play San the Wordsmith's music on the air, but not on the other social media platforms, so that we won't get banned? Is there any way to do that for us to mute it or something? Can you do that?
I don't think so, because we're all of our audio is kind of connected through each live.
So we can't do that.
You
Okay,
probably
that's too
won't
bad.
be able to do that.
I'm curious, like, what does somebody like you, who is a Singaporean, look? How do you look at Philippine or even Cebu music? Do you have any feelings when you hear the word Cebu music, or even Filipino music, or is it? Are you? Am I drawing a blank here?
No, you're not. I love Filipino music. So I was exposed to this song that I still listen to every day because I love it so much. It is called Shot Puno, if you guys know the song.
Shot Puno.
Yeah. And when I was in a festival in Okinawa.
Oh,
I met these amazing people from this band called SOS and August Wa. And these guys made me love looking into Filipino music a little bit more because before these, before these people, these guys, these friends, I've only listened to majorly hip hop, the hip hop part of Filipino music. So specifically Moro beats because I love Moro beats, man.
Mm-mm.
And that's only because they do boom bap in the most Filipino style ever, and I love it, man. Whoa! And then I found out about SOS, found out about August Wa, I found out about Wayan. I met Carl and Kara, and these guys just further pushed my love for music in all languages, especially Filipino music. And yeah, man, I'm so excited to go to Cebu. I just got back from Manila not too long ago from a show called All of the Noise, and the people there, the music there, the vibes there is amazing, man. So I don't think Cebu would be any less exciting.
Mm-mm.
Cebu society is quite unique and different, and so is Singapore society, right? Singapore is also quite different, but Singapore is in some quarters, in some places here in Cebu, is the city state that we want to be. We sort of like look up to Singapore. But I'm curious, what is the temperament there when it comes to uh, freedoms, when it comes to making music. Tell me about how does is there like a kind of a um, uh, censorship that's you need to follow certain guidelines and all of that stuff, or are you free to make whatever music you want? How does it feel like there as a musician, as an artist? I'm curious.
I mean, of course, a lot of things you cannot specifically say, which is things towards the government. At least from experience, because one of our artists, got into trouble with the government because of what he was saying on his songs. So people realized that they shouldn't be treading towards those territories, right? But as a hip hop artist myself, and being around the community of hip hop um, creatives that are so free to speak whatever that they want, to me, I don't exactly have anything holding me back from saying anything. Of course, the most of us would have confidence to say anything, but anytime you mention the government and anything that they're lacking, and if you aim anything towards the government, it's all towards the government. You're instantly going to be doxxed. Okay, maybe that's a bad way to say it, lah, but you're instantly going to be noticed by the officials in Singapore. Yeah, I mean,
So
Singapore.
you can practically say or sing about anything except criticize the government. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and anything. Oh, sorry, and anything against religious beliefs.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
any particular religion is or
Oh no, no.
only specific religions? Because I'm a member of the Flying Spaghetti Monster, and everybody's criticizing it, and the government seems to be nonchalant about it. Is there a specific religion that you can't mess with?
Oh no, no, not really. So, because we have multiple religions in Singapore, at
Hmm.
least I might be wrong, but this
Okay.
is just from whatever I know. But we have multiple religions in Singapore, and we are trying to keep the harmony between us most of the time. And so, of course, nothing against whatever religion that happens that we have in Singapore is going to be condoned. So, yeah,
Are there
flying spaghetti monster, you said?
yeah.
The
Are
f-
there
the
Then you'll
fly
be
the
pretty
fl- the
welcome.
flying spaghetti monster.
yeah, are there have there been any cases of like an artist doing just that, like bringing religion into their music, into their art, and then getting government backlash from that?
No, actually, no. Surprisingly, I mean, we do have rappers that do include religious texts or religion in our raps. But no, we don't have anyone notable that has used religion and then received the backlash from the government now. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
That's very interesting. In case you're wondering who you're listening to, mga kaigalan, you're listening to San the Wordsmith all the way from Singapore, who's performing here in Cebu for the September Fever. Good morning to Carl Lucente of Mandaue Nights. Mayong buntag mo diya, Carl. Carl Lucente says hi to you, San.
Hey, Carl, it's good.
You have a fan of your former self, Ralph Chavez. Who is this?
Ako ng classmates ako na.
Okay, what's his name?
His name is Vince.
And how about this other guy?
We have Edianic Velasco Diano, who also says, "Wow, hi San."
So, what are you most excited about coming to Cebu this September? What's your date of arrival, by the way?
I'm arriving on the 4th of September.
Okay, so what are you most excited about when you get here to Cebu? What's the first thing that San the Wordsmith is going to do in Cebu?
You know what? I'm not embarrassed to say this. The first thing I'm gonna do when I arrive in Cebu is eat as much as possible.
Is there any particular food that you are looking for to eat first in Cebu?
Somewhat, yeah. So when I was in Manila, I told myself that I was gonna have the best sinigang or the best chicken adobo there is.
Oh,
But I did have the best, maybe not the best, I don't know, but I had pretty good chicken adobo in Manila. But I caught myself eating Jollibee, eating steaks in Manila. So the moment I arrive in Cebu, I'm gonna accomplish whatever I couldn't in Manila, which is my food adventures. That is a very known fact that I'm going to do, that I'm going to finish. And also, sorry.
Go ahead, continue.
Oh, yeah, and also, I heard that the scenic views in Cebu is beautiful. They say it's like an island where people are surfing or something. So that's something I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, we have very majestic sights here in Cebu, and we'd very much recommend you come over here to Tops, because this is one of the best views you'll be able to see here on the island of Cebu.
In case you're wondering who that is, he's the guy who's sharing all the videos for us here this morning. San the Wordsmith, that's Ralph Chavez. He's the guy who's beside me in the image. And the event is going to be a collaboration, a mix of different genres, different artists. Who are you most looking forward to meeting this September Fever?
I want to say Vincent Echo.
Oh, Vincent Echo.
Yeah, because Cara, a friend of mine, one of the people that you might know of as well, we were talking about how Vincent Echo is building his music career for the longest time. And for someone that has been indie for quite a while as well, I really want to listen to his music live. Yeah, Dabda, but Vincent Echo. Yeah, it's probably number one.
And we can't wait to watch you perform, San the Wordsmith. Is there any song that you'd like to play from your playlist, from your album? Do you have an album? Do you have a single? Tell us more about it. Where can we find it? Is it on is it on Spotify already? Is it on TikTok? Where can we find San the Wordsmith?
Actually, I was part of this festival called Action Festival in Bali for a showcase, and we had a songwriting camp. And we just released the music compilation album, the Axian compilation album. And it has one of my most favorite songs ever on the compilation album, which is a song I made with this guy called Liam Collins. It's called It's Not Me. So if you go to Spotify, you just search Axian compilation album with the X, so AXEAN.
How about this next song that I'm thinking of playing, Counting My Days, San the Wordsmith? Is this yours?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is as well.
Is this a music video that I'm looking at right now on YouTube?
Yes, it might be.
Okay, maybe you can set this up for us. What is this particular song, Counting My Days, before we wrap it up? Go ahead.
Okay. So counting my days is actually for my songs, right? I'm usually known for um, expression. So everything that I love music. I've done music for the longest time because everything that I couldn't say in a conversation, I put it into my music.
Okay.
And in a way, I guess I'm constantly using my heart on my sleeve every time I perform or write. And counting my days, at that point of time, I broke up with my then ex, who was supposed to be my fiance.
Oh.
A lot of things was going wrong. Uh, yeah, and I was going through it, man. I was really going through it. It was a really rough time for me, and I started writing 2 lines. And the moment I realized it, I wrote 64 bars.
So when you say
And then,
when you said counting my days in this song, what do you mean? What days are you counting? To what is there like a particular day that you're looking forward to in this song? When you say counting my
yeah,
days,
so I was just looking forward to the day where I could feel so much better than what I was
has
feeling.
that day arrived 2 years after you posted this video?
Yeah, yeah, it has.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I'm on an interview with Cebu Radio. How could it not be better? You know?
So San,
Yeah.
please invite everyone to catch you in your performance in Cebu this September Fever. Go ahead, tell everybody, and tell them
Okay.
too where they can find your music. Go ahead.
Okay. So, hey guys, thank you for listening in. The name and sound of Wordsmith. Come by on the 6th of September to September 1st. Get your ticket soon. You can also listen to my music on Spotify. If you can't find my Spotify, go to my Instagram. Follow me on Instagram, Sound the Wordsmith, and you'll find everything else from there. And
I will
please,
definitely be there to meet you.
yeah, I would love to meet you as well. And also, a quick shout out to the people from the Axian team. Big shout out to Carl and Cara for having me. Um, Axian compilation album, Volume 1, it's out. Go listen. AXEAN compilation album. You listen to It's Not Me live, but It's Not Me, the recording, is so much better. Yeah.
Okay, ladies
Yeah.
and gentlemen, San the Wordsmith.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you
Here
for
it is
having
now.
me.
Here's Sam the Wordsmith counting his days.